Another Jamaican man was also arrested along with Miller 9 after they were both caught on a CCTV camera. Another Jamaican man, 34-year-old Andre Omar Andrews, a resident of Miramar in Florida, was arrested alongside former cop turned music producer, 41-year-old Omar Lloyd Miller, more popularly known as Miller 9, for a California murder and home invasion that was caught on closed-circuit television in October. They were both arrested by investigators in Miami on Tuesday the 17th of December, and the
I want to go on to our next story here, and like I said, if you're not seeing the visual, you're not going to, because I don't know how to, stream all of them one time. I'm going to upload later on. I just switched over to a new story, and it's the story of Miller 9. Yeah, I'm talking about Vybz Kartel, former producer, Miller 9. Right now, he has been found guilty of home invasion and of unaliving, meaning this murder. Yeah, you know what I talk about, family and friend. I'm tired of these behavior modification software that want you to speak differently, and when you look, you see whole heap of unwelcoming things on the platform. So and I'm gonna try to figure out how to work this in. Now, it's in the reports in America saying that two Florida men who attempt to carry out a home invasion robbery in 2019 in an Irving residence that a group of young smug dealers used for a large-scale herb selling operation. They were convicted on Monday of this murder. Now, the Orange County Superior Court found Andre Andrews, a 40-year-old man, and Omar Miller, that's Miller 9, 46, guilty of first-degree murder for unaliving of 20-year-old Raymond Alcala, who was pew, him pick up some petrol.
Jesus is Lord.
Yeah, October 26, 2019, inside of a home on Bayleaf Lane in a gated community in Northwood Neighbors. Because the juries determined the two men carried out the unaliving during a robbery, the defendant faced up to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Boy, Miller 9, better you did just stay at Jamaica pan the one where you did the pan. Imagine, you are police and you get off of a case and you go to America and commit the same kind of action. Now, like I said, families and friends, either man is that a man with a, act like me a full joy, another man's downfall. But when you're a fool, you're really fool. You arrogant. When you're fool, you're really, really fool.
Jesus is Lord.
Here is Miller 9 on a dramatic video showing him and his brethren, Andrews, armed with a pew-pew, entering the house from the side door early in the morning, and then immediately attacking the man in his sleep. Imagine this. He screamed and fought back, but was subdued by both of them with duct tape. A short time the video shows men escaping and leaving him behind. He was running for help. It appears that he managed to escape. 2 gunshots rang out upstairs. At least one hit Alcala, who would pass away. At one point, defense lawyers say Alcala was able to temporarily overpower one of his assailants before he was fatally capped. Miller and Andrews fled. DNA and neighborhood security footage of the vehicle and the suspect and cell phone location data ultimately tied Andrews and Miller to the scene. Based on the weapon they were seen holding, the ballistic evidence from the shot.
Finish him.
Shooting scene. Prosecutors said that Miller fired a fatal shot, but both men were charged with Alcala's death. A third man living at the home testified was in a Ruggs house, saying the 3 men met a customer online and sent product through the mail. According to the testimony during the trial, there were hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash, luxury items, and herbs kept throughout the home. The 4th resident, who was not involved in the Ruggs trade, was sleeping behind a locked door. More products and greed is the motivation behind this. See, the Deputy District Attorney Lexi Elliott told juror during closing argument last week in Santa Ana courtroom. A third defendant, Devon Quinlan of Westminster, will be tried separately on conspiracy and assault charges. During a recent trial, the prosecutor described Quinlan as roping Andrews into the home invasion. Then Andrews bring in Miller. You hear that? So this one Devon Quinlan of Westminster, he's being tried separately. And he's being charged with conspiracy and assault. So him I go get the real time. Him set it up. He called in Andrews. And then Andrews bring in Miller 9. Miller 9, you shouldn't stay. You're behind the line. But I'm talking about. Because right now, Cartel ex-producer Miller 9 is facing life. He's already been found guilty.
Fatality.
Attorney for Miller 9 denied the men intended to rob and unalive anyone, noting they left the product and cash behind. Defense accused investigators as failing to fully investigate who ordered the pair to go to the home, saying detectives grabbed the 2 lowest rug and did not want to go much taller on the ladder. Mark Frederick Anthony. Now the attorney said that the client acted under duress after he was and his family were threatened by members of the cartel. Defense attorney showed juror message from Andrew's phone that included apparent threats such as when we find you, we show you no sympathy. These people live in different world than we do, Frederick said. This is cartel. They unalive people regularly, and they do it in scarcity. They do it in scary, violent way. Excuse me. The defense attorney noted that Andrews and Miller didn't ask them. The man they attacked and bound were valuable, were located. The Andrews thought when he entered the house, they were just going to scare somebody, Frederick said. We was told there was just some punk kid in there and they weren't going to fight back. According to the resident in the home, the young man who lived at the house had been targeted earlier for an attempt robbery, an incident that apparently ended with Akala and his friend rushing and tackling an armed man. So when Andrews and Miller entered the home, their attorney argued they were aware that the man living there were armed and willing to fight back. The prosecution argued that regardless of whoever else may have been involved, Andrews and Miller were responsible for the shooting. These crimes don't happen without someone willing to go inside and do it, Elliott told juror. Andrews and Miller are scheduled to return to court for sentencing December 12th. Mirated before Christmas. Miller 9 will know how long he will stay behind bars. Imagine, this is Vybz Kartel ex-producer, Miller 9, and he's in the United States, California. I bars him there behind. Why? Murder, unaliving, first